Hi, Joe Murphy. I'm back. I want to talk to you about where we left off on the previous session. You know, this is one of the critical things where we're trying to take people who start off with a task or goal and they haven't done it before. Or here's the other one. You're new to the company. You've done this before. You know, you might consider yourself in a D4, the expert category. But do you let the person fly up on their own? And the answer is no, because, you know, our organization's different than the previous organization that the other person came from. We have our own internal processes, our own authority matrix. We have our own culture, our own ways of doing things. And there's different ways to getting the resources that you need to be successful. So while you may not have to instruct the person on how to do a certain thing, say for example, the person's in sales or he knows how to code like a programmer, you have to give them, here's the structure of the organization. Here's who you go to if you have a problem in terms of technology. If you need more money, here's the people who do the budget if they're a project manager. So you're directing them as to who to go to. This might not take long. So I didn't answer the question in a previous session or sessions, but somebody asked the question, does a person have to go through D1, D2, D3, D4? And the answer is yes, if they're new to the task or goal or new to the organization. Now, this might not take 2 or 3 days. It might take half a day. But still, you have to take them through it and direct them to let them know where to get the resources, what the processes are, how to fill out the paperwork. And it may take some time for them to get it, okay? So they still have to go through it. All right, so let's get to this side. This is where the person starts to fly. As the person's been coached, they're starting to get it. They still feel a little bit of hesitation because remember, they're enthusiastic here. They've run into some speed bumps. They're getting a little bit frustrated. They're starting to work through the frustration. They're starting to master it, but they're still hesitant. So what do they need from us as they're hesitant or a little bit doubtful that they can do it on their own? Because you want to get them to complete autonomy where you can delegate the work completely. Okay? And this is the gold star. This is where we want to be for everything that's going on. That's the star. Now, you want to give them opportunities to demonstrate their competence. Okay? You want to give them opportunities to try things out and test it and to get some wins underneath their belt. Let's call them wins. They could be small wins, small victories. You want to encourage them and say, look, this is not any different than what you did over here or the project that you did last January. It's some new tools and technologies. You'll be able to get the hang of it. And you learn those things as well. But you're going to be listening. So you're going to be asking questions over here. The person says, I'm not sure I'm going to get it. I'm understanding it. Well, tell me why you don't think you're going to get it. What's behind that reason? Where are you stuck? What's holding you back? Where are you hesitating? Why are you hesitating? You know you can do this. So it's asking questions, but you're also encouraging. And it's here where you're encouraging. I probably should put, they need encouragement. They need to start building faith in themselves. Encourage, French, for you French people, to give courage, which means to give your heart to someone else, to give them the courage in order to do it. They want to use you as a sounding board, okay? So you're going to listen because they want to sound things out. Sounding board, and those of you who are in Europe, a sounding board is someone, you're reflecting back what the person's saying. And to reflect back is saying, am I hearing you correctly? And sometimes people need to think things out loud. And again, it's always asking questions. It's about asking questions. What's holding you back? Why are you stuck? Or how are you stuck? What's keeping you from advancing? You can do it. I know you can. This is D3. The person, think about this. You know, the birds in a nest, baby birds. It might be a little bit odd, but baby birds starting out. They can't fly yet. They're excited. They love to eat. Okay. They're starting to push out of the nest. Some fall. The mother has to come back and pick them up, put them back in the nest, feeling a little frustrated, but they're growing now. And the mother's getting ready to push them out of the nest. This is the nest thing. Push them out of the nest, but they're a little doubtful that they fell out of the nest. They don't want to leave. Okay. Some of you parents can relate to this who have children at home. Sorry. And then letting them fly on their own. And this is all about letting people fly on their own. But here's the key part, as they're going through here, and this will make your job so much easier. Once they get to here, you're delegate. This doesn't mean that you, what's the word I'm looking for? That you all of a sudden disappear. That you still have to be there. You have to say, hey, look, I got this project. All right, I'm going to give you a scenario. Just to do this example. If you got a D1, if you're in a meeting, you have 4 people, 5, 10 people in a room, and down the hall there's another meeting room, and they're making a lot of noise. If I said to my colleague, one of my colleagues there said, would you go down to the other room to get them to be a little bit quiet? I would have to tell them, here's what I need for you to do. I need for you to go down the other end of the hallway. The person down the end of the hallway is Mr. O'Neill. And I know they're having a good time. And you gotta ask him politely, because he doesn't like to be talked to down. And you're gonna say, would you please, can you be quiet? And then if you don't, because we got a class going on, could you bring it down a little bit? And then what I need for you to do is ask if it's okay to pull the door closed. Those are detailed instructions. Okay. If the person's at a coaching stage, hey, you can do this. The person's a little bit hesitant. I don't want to go talk to Mr. O'Neill. Last time I talked to Mr. O'Neill, he yelled at me. He said, you could do, that's just Mr. O'Neill. Don't take it personally. You can do this, but I want you to go back down there to go and talk to Mr. O'Neill about and pull the door closed. And oh, by the way, I'm hearing you. How did you do it last time? What'd you say? Well, don't say it that way. Let's say it this way this time with Mr. O'Neill. You're coaching. All right. Third time, okay, D3, as your person gets better, say, hey, I need for you to go down to the end of the hallway and get Mr. O'Neill's class to be a little bit more quiet. And the person looks a little hesitant. I see you're a little bit hesitant. Tell me why you're hesitating. What don't you understand? What's holding you back? And then they say, hey, I know you can do it. You just need some more encouragement. Just go do it. This person, D4, this is where you want to get to. This is where everything works. I open my mouth and I go, hey, would you? The person goes, I know exactly what you want me to do. You want me to go down to Mr. O'Neill's class, pull the door closed, or at least talk to him, tell him, hey, you're making too much noise. I got it. Or he doesn't say anything, or she doesn't say anything. He says, I got it. And they go do exactly what needs to be done because they've been there, done that so many times. They're autonomous. Now, this is where you will get scared, because when you get people to D4, you're going to have so much more free time. You're going to feel like you lost your job because you got a bunch of D4 people running around. You might start feeling insecure. I know I did 25 years ago. I had a bunch of salespeople working for me, and we got them to such a level, and they got themselves to such a level that they didn't need me. And I felt like a third wheel. And I said, what am I here for? And it got me a little bit scared. But this is where you want to get your people to. By the way, all those salespeople that work for me, they're now lobbyists and consultants. They're making a lot of money. They got to D4, and they are experts, and people look to them in their field. And I can touch and reach out to them, and they're still friends of mine because of what we went through, getting them to a D4. Now, I didn't do this with this model, but that's what happened. I'm Joe Murphy. I'm here for your success. Stay with me because on next program, I'm going to get deeper into this. How can you get deeper? There's a lot more material so that you can apply. And if you are thinking about taking the course, I'm an instructor. There are a couple of people I know on LinkedIn that are instructors. Let me know. I'll put you in touch with them, or let me know, and I can do a class. I'm Joe Murphy, and I'm here for your success. Thanks for watching.